All right, here we go. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, weekly at 8 p.m. It's 8:11 p.m. on March 31st, 2015. My name is David, a.k.a. Kimba, a.k.a. Christian, alongside
Soup.
Yeah, Soup, we're back.
Yes, I.
Yes, sir. Jah has blessed us with
every time.
Another opportunity to do this show. You can reach us tonight, 340-201-9005. You can also text us on that number as well. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. We do have a special guest in the studio tonight right there. There she is right there. There she is. Wave to the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's back again. She was here a few months ago, I guess.
Audrey Browne.
Audrey Browne. Thank you for coming into our studio. But before we get to the interview, I just want to say a few more things, okay? I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I'm not hearing you. We'll be right back. Stand by.
No? Are you hearing me now?
All right. We're back.
Yeah.
There she is again. That's Audrey Browne. Wave to the studio. Wave to the crowd. You're streaming out. Had a minor technical difficulty. Can you hear me? Say amen.
Amen.
Okay. You can hear her. So moving on here real quick, man. I just want to say that we're coming to you from the high-tech, low-tech studio. I think Ms. Browne has heard us say this many times here. Coming to you from an undisclosed location here in the beautiful island of St. Croix, Virgin Islands. No radio or TV, internet only. We do have a website. Unfortunately, our website is down for some strange reason. I just noticed that. But go to tonight. Go to ustream.tv. Search for It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Ustream has an app as well for your smartphone, Android or iOS.
And that's the letter U.
Stream, yeah.
Ustream. That's the letter U.
Stream.
STREAM.
Yep. .tv. Get on there. You can get it from your Mac or your Windows PC. Get it from your iPad like I have here. Just download it and just search for It's Your Perspective Talk Show, and you'll be able to see the show. Not a problem at all. We do it all the time. And we'll have to look into our websites now. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow. Moving on here, Soup, we have many. We actually have 150, as of today, 150 recorded live shows on YouTube, Soup.
Yes.
And so...
We're doing it.
We got 150. And
yes,
so, Soup, I want all our listeners out there to take note of the number 150 because it may be a question that I'm going to ask in a couple of weeks, Soup, on our anniversary day.
Yes,
and that question is going to be, I'm going to say it one time, how many videos do we have on our website? We're probably going to have a little bit more, but there's a particular number I'm looking for.
Yes, sir.
And that number is 150, and that's all I'm going to say. Okay. We have two Facebook pages. Hit us up on It's Your Perspective Talk Show or streaming live from the VI.com. I want to give a shout out to CHS class in 1982. Big ups to all our classmates. And I think, Ms. Browne, you are a member of...
1977.
Okay. Big ups to all her classmates as well. If you're out there, either our year or her year, give us a call. Let us know how you're doing, whether you're here, Jamaica, in the States, worldwide. Just link us up and let us know what you're doing. You can hit us up on our phone number, 340-201-9005. Special shout out to Vanessa Rhythms, iGrade Records, Julie and Sharice King, and all our past guests. Thank you for being on our show. We're also on Twitter. Tweet with us at VI Perspective. And we're moving straight forward and up, Soup. This show's mission is just to inform and entertain and empower everyone. And Soup, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Bless that mic, man.
Greetings. Kedamawa in Paris last side, the first lives. The greatest secret in life is that reality is nothing more than illusion. The physical world does not exist outside of our own belief system and the filter of our own mind. We are, in fact, subparticles of Jah, experiencing creation itself. But as subparticles of Jah, we have swayed over these creations. Everything you have experienced in life, every event, occurrence, object, and person is nothing more than a figment of your own thoughts, beliefs, and words. The problem is, most of us are still asleep. The problem is, most of us are still asleep. When you understand this, your entire world shifts, and you come to realize the true meaning of life is thus like a lucid dream. We have total control.
Yes, sir, Soup. That is the It's Your Perspective poem, and I know Miss Browne has heard that before.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at Facebook here, and someone says, "Hey, Audrey Browne."
Hey!
There you go.
Yeah. I guess people are looking and tuning in. Thank you for doing that.
Thank
So, Audrey, you're back,
I'm back. I'm happy to be back.
Yes,
and thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
And I know, I guess we can sort of say that you're just a concerned citizen in a sense, right? I guess.
Oh, definitely.
And so, I guess you want to talk about many things tonight, right?
Many things.
Many things, okay. So how you doing? Everything's good?
I'm doing great. I'm really, really doing great. And again, it's a pleasure to be here. I thank God for another day.
Yes, I.
I'm just happy that I can wake up and just see the sunshine or the rain or the trees. It really doesn't matter as long as I wake up.
Yes, I.
And we're coming up on Easter, and I just want to wish everybody a happy, a blessed, and safe Easter. And just remember what it's really all about.
Okay. You gonna be camping?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to visit a campsite or so.
Okay, all right.
And camping in your back, it doesn't count either.
It doesn't?
You got to load up and then unload and build up your campsites,
Still what amazes me is at campsites you see TV.
Yes.
But hey, to each his own.
Yes,
they gotta have
internet, the computers going, the smartphone, everything else. They're still connected, you know what I mean?
Stay connected.
Yeah. Just be safe. That's all we're saying. Just be safe. Just take care of those fires, and just in the water wear your life jackets, and just look out for each other,
And that's the important thing, and that's the thing I think I like about camping, is because it's that time when you get together.
Yes.
You become your brother's keepers.
Right, that's right.
And I just love that about camping. I love that some of us have stove, we carry a stove, but I just love going back to nature and just being one with nature.
Right.
And you have everything right there that you need by the sea.
That's right. You're right there, so
So the trees are there. Some dead trees, and we're not going to encourage you to cut down, but you want to start your fire.
Yeah, firewood, yes.
Like firewood and stuff like that, to do your roast fish. Oh man, I just remember those days, but it's just good to be able to just be together.
Right.
And just be free up.
Yes.
Leave a cell phone home.
And enjoy nature.
Enjoy. Just enjoy.
Yes, right. Yes, right. So Audrey, you wanted to talk about finding your dreams, following your dreams and finding your passion.
Yes, we all have dreams, we all have gifts, and it's very important to just find them. And I put up something on Facebook the other day, and in short, it's find your dream. I don't want to be guilty of going to being a part of the rich graveyard. And the rich graveyard is not the riches of diamonds and gold, but it's the riches of people who passed away and didn't realize their dreams.
Yes.
So all their dreams die with them. And I don't want to be guilty of that.
Right.
But with that being said, how do you find your passion? How do you find your dreams? How does your dream become ignited?
Right.
And one of the things that I find is it's that thing that makes you happy when you do it. It's that thing that makes you want to do it all the time. It's that thing that you will do for free. Okay? And it's also that thing that other people recognize, that they're going to ask you to do it over and over and over for free. And so if somebody else could recognize your dream or your gift, then maybe that's the time to sit back and say, I do this very well and I like doing this. perhaps let me take it a step further.
Right.
And that's a part of just recognizing your dream or your gift.
Okay.
Besides that, somebody will tell you that, you know, you have the ability to play ball. I like the way you throw the ball. You become the best pitcher. Let me train you. Let me coach you. You have the ability to cook. You know, oh man, when you don't even have to follow a recipe. You know, and so these things are embedded in you and they come from your heart.
Right.
But yes, you do need somebody to help you along the line, because we all don't know it and we all don't recognize it.
Definitely.
But just know that it's there.
So what made you come to a realization that you want to do, that you want to follow your dream?
You know, from the time I was young, I was always told that I had a good voice to sing. And of course, during the year, I didn't pursue it.
Right.
But as I got older and I got involved in different organizations, and one of which is being which was the Cruise and Christmas Festival at the time.
Okay.
I was a PR person. And then I became the PR person for the American Cancer Society.
Okay.
And when I spoke, I loved the way I sounded. You know, it sounded good. I was able to give people information, credible information. I was able to empower people, and it felt good. Not only did it feel good to me, but it sounded good to somebody's ears, and it made them feel better. And when I was in high school, by the way, I have two classes, right? The class of 79, Central, and then I actually graduated from the class of 77 from Central, but I actually graduated from the class of 79 in Morris High School in New York.
Okay.
But while I was attending Morris High School, we had a project to do as a weather reporter. And I researched it, and I got up there, and I started to give the weather. And it sounded really good. And then somewhere in between, I just started to laugh. And I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, the teacher at the time asked, why are you laughing? What happened? You know, so up to now, I can't tell you what it is, but so it was there for a long time.
Right.
And I enjoyed that, and I enjoy hearing the sound again, and I was talking about this weather, and, you know, somebody was ready to hire me off the spot, you know, but no, I laughed. But so, and then I got involved as the years go on. I got involved now with Herbalife.
Okay.
And Herbalife really is just about helping people. And through Herbalife, through even going to Toastmasters, because as I got along, I realized this is what I really, really want to do.
Okay.
And so through these different entities, it helped build, and it helped me becoming uncomfortable to start to pursue, to start to speak. It is not. It's easy for me to sit here, but leading up to this, it was a little uncomfortable because why you just come in here to talk about dreams?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is so important to speak about your dreams. It's so important to share, and to share maybe something again that could ignite somebody.
And that's the whole thing about it.
It's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, I go into this. I'm planning on going into the schools, and one of the things that we did is a vision board, and it's just a visual way of setting goals.
Okay.
But it is so important. It is really so important to see your goals in front of you, because for me, growing up, it was go to school, graduate, get a good job with the government because there are good benefits.
Right.
So, I mean, our families did the best they had, and I thank them for that.
Right, definitely.
But rarely anybody said, become your own boss.
Boss, yes.
You know, become that person, that leader, so to speak. And a leader doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a politician, you don't have to be a governor, you don't have to be a doctor. You could be a leader in the simplest thing that you do. You empower one person, you're a leader.
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely.
So this is what I'm gifted to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to speak. I'm going to empower as much as I can while I'm here. As much as I can just talk, you know, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question about your faith. Talk a little bit about that, because a lot of times too, I think people have a disconnect understanding what having faith means and believing in something a little higher than a higher spirituality, a higher being, and how do you achieve that? How do you just give yourself, because you have faith,
Right. As you mature, you mature in certain aspects in your lives, and I mature. I went to church. I mean, Camille, that's where we grew up. We grew up in church, and certain things in church I didn't understand or didn't care to understand because I was at that age. But and then I got ill, and you see, God have a way of getting your attention.
Yes.
And so when I came back and I went to church, I know more that it's bigger than I am. It's more than I am. It's about just listening and getting a message, and a message that says, if you fall, it's okay. You can get up again. Having the faith is believing in something that you can't see. Believing in something that's going to happen, and you think about it and you can't see. Your faith is loving, being compassionate, caring, being your brother's keeper, to some point where it's not even about you.
Right.
It's about other people, but because of the way you share and because of the way you believe that there is a higher power. And regardless of what you call the higher power, there is a higher power.
Yes.
We didn't just drop here just because.
Nope.
And so you just have to believe, and you have to put the things in practice that you believe. And basically, it's just loving and having compassion for mankind.
Right.
So now you're moving on. You went to church, and then your faith is becoming stronger and stronger.
It's becoming stronger and stronger. Yes. It has to be as you go to church. Not only on Sundays, but Sundays you gather with 3 or more are gathered.
Yes.
But you also have that alone time when you get up in the morning, whether it's during the day, whether it's during the night. It really doesn't matter when it is, but you have that alone time when you have to be still.
Yes.
And you're still and you say your prayer. And sometimes when we think about praying, we want to be prayerfully correct, if that's a term, but we want to be correct. And the one thing that I understand from God being from reading and from listening and from studying, I still got a long way to go,
of course,
but I understand that God doesn't really care how you come to him. He just wants to make sure that you lean on him, because when you lean on him, he have that answer for you.
I heard somebody said today too, which was quite interested and quite true. He said, man take one step towards Jah, the creator, but then when you take that one step, the Father take 99 steps come towards you. So all you gotta do is just begin the journey. You understand me? And then he can just continue it, as long as you have that faith to tread that road.
Believe,
Yes, you have to believe.
Yes,
and you have to believe in something.
That's right.
And you believe in something that makes you feel good.
Right.
Because we believe in a lot of things, but let's be real. How is that thing that you're believing in making you feel?
Influence you, right?
Definitely. So I'm still growing,
right?
And I grow every day. And you try to. We're all human and we falter.
That's right.
But we also have to know how to forgive ourselves.
That's right.
And ask for forgiveness.
Yes. And accept the forgiveness
and
too.
Accept this forgiveness. And then be humble with it.
Right.
Because sometimes we're so wrong, we don't want to admit it. We just want to be hard-headed.
Right.
And if I may share a story with you, I had one of my church members, and we didn't get along for something I said.
Right.
And I was, wow, did you know, you really get upset for me for this? So there's one of those still moments, and God said, go and say you're sorry.
Right.
And I said, go and say I'm sorry. I'm having this conversation.
Well, yes.
I go and say I'm sorry. Why should I say I'm sorry? I didn't do anything for me to go back and say I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. So in church, I think my skirt at the time had split, so she told somebody else to tell me. So I turned around and I said, thank you. So I said, why? I said, thank you. So God said, that's not what I told you to do. I mean, this went on for some weeks.
Okay.
You know? And then, of course, we have the greeting, and we shake each other's hand, and I shook her hand Sunday, and I was like, see, I shook her hand. I feel good about this. That's not what I told you to do. What I told you to do is to say, I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry.
He didn't ask me to put on, take off, just say I'm sorry.
Right.
And so one day I turned around and said I was sorry. That was it. I felt so much better after that.
Yes,
you know? So it's just being obedient and being humble.
Right.
And being able to say you're sorry regardless of whether you think you're right or wrong.
Wrong. That's the biggest thing, you know?
Because if you're feeling it in your heart, and if God is speaking to you in your heart, then you know that's something you need to correct.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? You know, you mentioned earlier that you're into these. You're teaching the elderly, right? Or the physical fitness.
I'm going into right now. It's at the Flamboyant Gardens.
Okay.
Excuse me. And I started actually in January, and I had to stop a little bit because of the fair coming up, and I still hadn't gone back.
Okay.
But I would go into them once a week and exercise with them.
Okay.
And just simple exercises.
Right.
Just to get them to move in.
Right. Blood circulating.
And just sit down and talk to them, and you sit in your chair and you exercise.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not an expert. I just get people to move in, and that's all there is about it. And you know, there was one lady that we were doing exercises using a piece of cloth where you can just pull your foot up or your feet up, you know. And she's an amputee, one leg. Right. So I said, well, okay, let's change to the other leg. She said, well, you know, but I tell you, I just have fun with them.
Right.
They're so open, and they're so giving, and they're so loving, and all it needs is for somebody to come and sit down and just talk to them. Right. You know, and in turn, I mean, I walk away from there feeling so refreshed, so satisfied, and if I could just give that back to a person, that's all is needed. That's all is needed.
So how soon you gonna think you're gonna revitalize that again?
Like maybe about the third week or so, I'm gonna go back in and start again.
All right. You alone?
Myself alone for right now, and then a couple more of my business partners are gonna go with me. So Candy was here, and of course, you know, most everybody are working.
Yes.
So she's the person that's gonna go with me. So in an event like things like this that happens, then we'll still be able to continue it.
Right.
So just like a 1 hour kind of workout.
Yeah, basically.
1 hour. Okay.
I just wave that into my lunchtime.
Okay.
You know, and I have to say that again, this is during work days, but I do it into my lunchtime. But I have to say thank you to my supervisor who allowed me the time to go.
Right.
You know, because they just understand, and that's just their way, in a sense, of giving back as well as contributing.
Right.
And again, we also have the exercises at agriculture, and the past commissioner allowed me to have the exercises there, and the present commissioner allowed me to have the exercises there. So I am grateful for that. I'm grateful that we have this beautiful place to exercise.
Serene, nice.
It's just a nice place to exercise, and you can bring your children.
So how often do you meet at agriculture grounds?
Three times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, big mob out there too.
I say, yeah.
Is it free to the public? Is it free to the public? Anybody can come and join?
It's free to the public.
Okay.
Now this is we don't charge. we're doing it under our Herbalife family.
Okay.
And around the world, we don't charge.
Okay.
Okay. And it's free. Get people to move in, and of course, introduce them to the products.
Yes.
But it's not mandatory for you to do that.
Right.
We just want to get people to just get out there and just move in. 80% nutrition, 20% exercise.
Right. Okay.
But if you can come out and just move a limb, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes I will put up a video with exercises in chairs, because we do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And so eventually, once I get back my business partners on track, or somebody else that wants to come out and do it, we will start exercising with infants.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
you come out and you exercise with your infants.
Right.
I'm going to start, currently I'm not doing the fit camp because we take a break in between, but I'm going to start again on the 13th. And we're also going to start the fit camp, but we're also going to start a 21-day challenge for singles and for couples on island and on the mainland.
Okay.
Which means that if you feel that you want to get better, healthy, and you want to start on your nutrition program, then you start with a 21-day. You're on the products for 21 days. You don't cheat. You know, you'll post your meals and you'll do your little exercises. And then we have a big celebration, you know, who lost the most weight, who gained the most weight. It's just a nice big celebration. And so that's going to all happen on the 13th. So
Okay. Starting on the 13th for 21 days?
For 21 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you're interested, hit me up on Facebook, Audrey Browne, inbox me.
Okay.
And I'm excited because I want a couple, you know, because it's so much more than the couple coming out and exercising. There's some different things that we want to do with the couples and just get them involved, because it's a couple, so you have to do things together.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. The last 21 day I had 2 clients that's in Virginia, and they lost 13 pounds.
Okay.
You said 15 between the two. So it's just about, you know, being a wellness coach, being an empowerment speaker. A wellness coach is so much more. You're on call like almost 24 hours.
Okay.
You know, because it's just more than losing the weight, because that's not what we are. We're a nutrition company, but you want to help people to realize what their dreams are.
Right. Okay.
You know, you want to be able to motivate someone if they have a problem with something, and you want to be able to give them the answer, and just sit down and hold their hand.
Okay.
So what?
How important is exercise in a person's life for you?
Oh man, exercise is so important, because as you get younger, as you get more mature, we don't use a lot of our muscles and stuff like we used to. And the simplest move, you take a walk for at least 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. In the mornings when you get up, you do a little stretching, you know, before you even jump off your bed, because we have this habit of just jumping off our beds.
Yes.
And sometimes you realize you can't jump off your bed as easily as before. So when you get up in the morning, you stretch. Just do a little stretching and get your muscle moving and get them warm up.
Right. Okay.
And so it helps a lot for your joint bones. You get them lubricated a little bit. And I can't impress more than also drink your first glass of water in the morning.
Okay.
After you get up and you stretch, get your first glass of water in the morning, drink your water during the day, and then of course in the evening.
Right.
Of course, people tell you drink it in the evening and I can't sleep, but that's good, because then your body is purifying itself and it's yeah. So it's so important.
Okay.
It's so important because you don't want to end up having to take too much medication, you know, and actually exercises help prevent some medication.
Yes.
You know, again, we're no doctors, we don't cure and everything, but yeah. So
let me ask you, how did I know you guys had this
Or the world workout.
Yes, yes,
Oh, that
yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was just awesome.
Yeah, I happened to drive down there that morning. I saw a lot of people down there. So
Yeah.
you guys did make the Guinness Book of
We
Record.
sure did.
Okay, and
We
that the
sure
record
did.
is just what the amount of people that were working on it one time.
One time.
around the
Around
whole,
the world.
Okay,
Right. So it was. I think the number was 200,000 people one time working out around
Okay.
the world.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and here we just had a great time. We were part of it. As a matter of fact,
Where you met here?
we were at the fort,
Okay.
and thank you to the National Park Service for allowing us
Okay,
to use the area. It was just the best area to use.
Right.
We're by our fort. We're by the sea.
Sea.
I mean, it was just the best place to
Okay.
have it done. So. We'd like to just say thank you to them for help making it
You know
possible.
how much the numbers here was on St.
The
Croix?
numbers, I think maybe it was like between 60, 70, somewhere
Okay.
around there.
All right.
People
Yeah.
here?
People here.
Oh, really? It looked like a
Yeah.
little more than that. when I-
Yeah, it could have been.
Right,
Could have
right.
More
been.
than that.
St. Thomas had probably about the same or so too.
Okay.
So there's a poster that's out of the different workouts around the world, and two of our pictures made the poster.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's a great thing. And also, Des, who's my daughter in St. Thomas, they asked her to sign a release for one of the videos that she did.
Okay.
So we made a dent,
Yes.
and a dent and a great,
Great
impact,
impact,
on the
right,
world.
right.
Yes.
Nice.
So we're happy for that. But that was an awesome workout. It took a lot of planning, you know. So it even inspired me because I'm going to do it for my church.
Okay.
You know, it won't be at the same magnitude,
Right,
but I'm
right.
going to do it for my church. And eventually, I hope for it to get big enough so all the churches
Could come
on the
together.
island will do it and
Right.
so forth. Yeah.
Okay, man. It's good that you're rallying the troops behind the physical fitness thing, you know?
It is so important. You know, it's physical. Getting physical moving is so important, like laughter is so important, like breathing.
Yes. Yes. Therapy. All
You know,
therapy. You
it's
know?
all therapy.
Yes.
It is just so important to laugh.
Right. Right.
You need it just like breathing.
Yeah, tell us about the. Let's go back to let's say you're in your travels. You meet somebody and they're having a bit of a problem, maybe recognizing their dream. What would you say to them?
You know, I shared with the group today because first of all, it takes listening and listening well. You know, and even if maybe you might see somebody writing something and you're like, wow, you like to write? They're like, yeah. Maybe you might want to pursue that. You know, there's a certain way that you're writing. You like to do that? Yeah, well, maybe you should become a handwriting expert. You know, it's just in conversation.
Right.
It's just in conversation,
Right.
and it's something that you just recognize. It's just like you're sitting next to somebody and somebody hear you humming, and they're like, wow, you have a nice voice, and that's just only from humming.
Right. Right.
You know, it's going to come through. And so when you hear or you see or you recognize something, you speak to it if you have the chance to, especially if there's a child next to you
Right.
and that child is doing something. Wow, that's an awesome job. You know, if they're coloring and they may color outside the lines, and so what, they're children.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
but that's an awesome job.
Right.
Look at that. That is just beautiful. And I don't care what age you are. Okay,
Make you feel good.
love when somebody make you feel good.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, and
That's
somebody recognize the job that you're
You're
doing.
doing right.
Yeah, so it is just very important, and along with everything else, you have to have fun. You know, as we get older in age, we're so concerned about everything and everybody and what everybody else have to say
Yes.
around us
Yes.
that we don't have fun, and it's so important to have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a little break, like a 1-minute break, and continue on here.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Stand by. All right, we're back. This is the It's Your Perspective talk show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. My name is David, a.k.a. Kimba, a.k.a. Christian, alongside...
Soup.
Yeah, Super. Our guest tonight is Audrey Browne. She's just making us aware of some things.
Yes.
Some good things, some positive things. Continue on, you're just kind of sharing, your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience with our listeners.
Well, one of the things that I would really, really like to do is to have a forum where people can call in and just speak about what they may like to do, and it just, somebody have to hear. We have a lot of different talk shows, and it would be nice if somebody could just talk and just say, make them feel good.
Right.
What if it's just, I have there is a phone conference that I went into the other day with, it's called Sisters of Love, a friend of mine in the States. And so we were talking, and at the time it was just four of us on the phone. And this conference, and we were talking, and there's one person that really was not saying anything as we were talking, and then we went around, we said, what you felt about this, how you felt about it. She's like, I'm just sitting here and I'm just listening to you guys, and I have water coming out of my eyes, because what we were talking about, we were speaking to her.
Right.
And when you can just share with a person, because I guarantee you that somebody needs an answer. Somebody will have a question.
Yes.
Somebody is wondering if that is happening to anybody else, and they need to know that they can go someplace and at least have a conversation.
Right. And they're not alone. They're not alone.
You're not alone.
Right.
And so it's just very important to be able to have somebody to call in and say, man, I want to be a writer, And I would like to be able to say, well, maybe you need to start here or start there.
Right.
I want to be a talk show host.
Awesome. Well, you're doing it right now. You're doing that right now.
Yeah, this is just strictly for fun, though.
Right. But the thing is,
I don't anticipate making millions of dollars. I mean, we'd like to.
Right.
That's still the plan, but it's just generally for fun. We just meet so many people.
David, you're saying it's for fun, but I'm going to tell you this, right? So we also have to be cautious of how we speak, the tongue, right? So you never know where this is going to take you. So yes, it's okay that you want to be a talk show host, and it's okay that you may want to make millions from it. That is awesome. That is your dream. That is nobody else's dream but your own. So yes, I am going to do this. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And you're your own limitation.
That's right.
Again, we go back to that belief that you can do, and getting out your comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah. And actually, my dream is to just be happy.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
If that's what you're content about, so what are the things that you're doing to be happy?
Well, I pray every day, several hundred times a day, actually.
That's awesome.
And so, I just ask God to guide me and protect me, and allow me to share my wisdom with someone else. As you mentioned earlier, if you could help one person, you've done a good task. So that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to free my mind and just live a very humble. My life. I lived a full life already, so I'm just for me, it's just about happiness and just ultimate spirituality. Get my thoughts to a point where, I live of love. A lot of people don't do that.
It is so important.
When you just walk and as you're traveling, as you're trotting through life. Everything you deal with, you come across, you deal with it of love. A lot of people don't do that. I like to say all the time, I tell people all the time that, it's important to not think negative, bad, disruptive, nasty things about people or situations, And when you can do that, you're living the ultimate, I think that Jesus Christ did that. he was just of love.
That's right.
And so I'm doing that. That's my mission, and that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Anyway, I was rambling on there.
So what about you?
Me, well, for me, it's a higher spiritual realm for me. Every day I just want to get to that next level, to where I just want a peace of mind. I just take life as it come, one day at a time. And sometimes things happen to us, and we wondering why it happened. But if it wasn't supposed to happen, it won't happen. So as you're going through that moment, you just learn from that experience and just keep building from that. So every day you get up, you're supposed to learn something new. So that's why I put myself at. I want to learn something new, and I want to reach a more higher spiritual realm, get closer to my God.
So earlier I said that breathing, exercising, and laughter is as important.
Yes, sir.
But what's also very important is learning.
Yes.
That knowledge.
Yes.
That's very, very important that you know and understand. Because your experiences they're there to make you a better person.
Right. And then too, not even have to learn too. Because with knowledge comes responsibility. Because in this, I'm going to learn something and tuck it away in the corner. No, you have to bring it forward. You have to make that experience work for you now, because you have a certain responsibility now. Because yesterday you wasn't there. Now today you are. So now, are you going to go to the next level, or are you going to just keep it there? You know what I mean? So there's a whole deal of responsibility that comes with knowledge too. That a lot of us don't really take it into consideration.
Because we don't want to be like the bridegroom, where he gave them the talent and they hit it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You hit it. You want to be. You really want to be able, because that's the way the world is going to evolve. That is where we're going to empower the world.
Right.
And so we have to just share.
Yes. And then the funny part about life is that, you might be going through something today, and in my nonsense, I might just come to you and the simplest thing, Audrey, everything gonna be alright, Audrey, just keep the faith, whatever the case may be. But you acknowledge that somebody's feeling pain, and you just comfort them. That takes people a very, very long way.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Does.
So
it does.
Just have to be conscious and be aware of our surroundings and what's happening.
That's right. And even a smile.
Exactly.
Because people are put in your path for a reason and for a season.
So you got to find the reason why.
Right? And sometimes the season is just a moment.
A moment, that's right.
Like you say, somebody going through something, and you talk to them, and wow, that's the answer.
Sure.
That's the answer that they needed.
Right.
So it's always a season, and it's always a reason.
That's right.
So what we have to understand, that yes, people are in your life for a season and for a reason. And if something happens where that season is over, we need to recognize this and keep moving.
That's right. That's right.
We really have to recognize it and keep moving.
That's
The other day I was walking, and it was raining, and there's a pothole in the road.
Right.
And I was like, wow, there's a pothole in the road. How am I going to get around this pothole? Because see, that pothole is an obstacle.
Yes.
And within that pothole, you had gravel, you had water, you had mud, and you had grass.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do with the gravel, the mud, the water, and the grass to get you to the other side? So you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to walk through it, you're going to walk around it, or you're going to walk over it. But it's how you're going to get to the other side.
Yes. Or you could have covered it.
You could cover it.
Yes.
It's get you, whatever it is, get you to the other side.
Yes, sir.
But I guarantee you, though, that you walk through it, because when you walk through it, you gain that experience that we were talking about.
That's right.
And it will then teach you, wow, it gets you to the other side. Because when you have walked through that, and somebody need to walk through it, you'll be able to guide them through it.
That's right.
So it's how you're going to get to the other side. That's just like you and somebody getting in something. How are you going to resolve that? You know, are you going to stay mad for the rest of your life? Because I'm going to tell you, you stay mad for the rest of the life, it's not going to be good for you. That stress,
heart, your stress, your cancer, high blood pressure,
everything,
diabetes, everything. Come on,
everything surrounds stress.
Yes.
You know,
stress kills.
It sure does.
Yeah, it has a way of.
It sure does.
You got to release it. You got to release it into the higher power, into the atmosphere, wherever you want to release it. But you got to let it go. You can't keep holding on to it. You're gonna eat you away.
Yes.
You know, I keep telling people that when they exhumed Pharaoh, literally Pharaoh's heart was literally hardened. His blood vessel leading up to his heart, and his heart was literally hardened.
That's
you understand me? So this is a reality. You know, so you have to let go of these things. You know. Put it in the atmosphere, give it to Jah, give it to your creator, give it to Allah, whoever you want your higher being to be, but give it, don't hold on to it.
Rest it down.
Rest it down.
And he doesn't need your help.
That's right. That's right. None whatsoever.
Because, you know, I was I spoke at ACA conference, which is the American Counseling Association. And the theme was something like helping the tools that they need to help dysfunctional families.
Okay.
It was very well put together. I liked it.
Right.
And that was, for me, that was my breakthrough.
Okay.
You know, but what I did was gave them the tools that they can use so they can help the dysfunctional families, so they can help their children.
Right.
Okay. And basically, it's when you get up, because you know we have to prepare ourselves. We have to protect ourselves when we're going out there,
right?
And whatever that means when you get out there. And the one thing that you want to protect yourself with is getting up with the best attitude you could have.
That's right. That goes. That's
it
number
goes
one.
a long
That's
way.
Number one.
And one of the things that I told them is when you get up and you don't feel like it, put on something bright. Get the brightest thing out of your closet.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Get the brightest thing out of your closet. You get up, you stretch, you get in the mirror, you talk to yourself in the mirror. You're the most beautiful person here. Right? You prepare yourself, you get out there.
That's right.
You know, you get down, you pray, whatever it is, meditate, whatever it is, get you out that door. But you have to get out there and protect yourself, so then you can be more effective when you're talking to that person or to that child and their family.
Right.
You want to be able to go out there with that great attitude, you know. This past week, I just finished a lay pastor counseling session, and it was just so awesome because
You're going into the ministry, Audrey?
I'm not going into the ministry, but it's you know, I don't know where I'm going to be led.
Okay,
but
got you.
The whole thing was the counseling and most skills that you're going to, because I'm going to need these skills as an empowerment speaker.
Right.
I need these skills.
Right.
And so that was just so important, that we also have to recognize that things that we're doing now are things that we learned in our past. We learned them from our parents.
Yes.
And so we react to certain things because of the experiences we've had.
Yes.
And that we have to also learn that in relationships we have to be able to get rid of our baggages. You know, I put up something the other day to travel light.
Yes.
And being a light traveler means you get rid of hatred, you get rid of being unforgiving, you get rid of the negative things, you just travel light.
Yes.
And get rid of those baggages.
Right.
Because you need to be able to function.
And to me, it gets you further, and make the journey even more easier.
When you take off a little bit of weight, you move a little better.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, right.
So when you get rid of that baggage, it just helps you a lot more.
Right.
And again, in relationship, there are expectations. But I'm not telling you about my expectations, and you're not telling me about my expectations. Right. And so there's I forgot what he called it. I think it's a genogram. It's almost like doing your genealogy or your family search, a family tree, and this will show you. When you sit back and you talk to your mom and she reacts a certain way, and you talk to her, she might be able to tell you that your grandfather was like this way, your grandmother was like this way, and then this is the way I am now, and then you would understand why you are behaving the way you're behaving. Very, very interested to know how your family life was, not only who, when, where you came from, but the experiences, so then you could understand what another person's interest is. Because we get into relationships and it's all really about us.
Yes.
It's not about the other person.
No more, right. What you want, what you need.
Yeah. So we have to, and that was just that was so interesting that was just an awesome counseling class.
Okay.
Is it like a one-day thing?
It was actually for the week.
Okay.
Oh, really?
We
Okay.
finished up on Saturday.
Okay.
You know.
By a local pastor?
No, actually, the pastor, he is a Moravian pastor, but he's out of Jamaica.
Oh, really?
And,
Okay.
and so this is what he does.
Yes.
you
Okay.
know. And he shared a lot of good stories with us, and he wrote several books and stuff like that.
Okay.
And one, of course, is on anger management.
Right.
It's Nielsen Waite is his name.
Okay.
But you learn so much from that. Now I know that I came from a strong background. My mom, there was no male in my house.
Right.
Okay, so she was strong.
Yes.
So I therefore grew up as a strong female, because now I had 4 generations of males in my house.
Right.
So I had to be the strong person.
Yes,
But it comes a point where you don't want to be strong anymore to a certain point. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to be that person, because that was a caretaker at 21, 22, when you're a caretaker of a brother who expects you to be a mother, so to speak, and a grandfather who expects you to be a daughter. Okay? And you're trying to figure out in these skills, how am I gonna do this?
Yes.
But I thank God I came to it.
Right.
I came to it, but it's just, again, it goes back to your family, how your family grew up.
Right.
And then there's certain things that I learned from my mother. Whether I may like it or not, but you learn it.
That's right.
And if there's something that you don't like, then you have the ability to change.
Change it. That's right.
Because I grew up, I was shout at my son, and then my daughter grew up, and she was like, "Mommy, you need to stop shouting because I ain't hearing you." I'm like, "Well, she got her nose to be telling me this." But I also gave my children the fortitude for them to be able to speak their mind without being rude.
Rude, right. Yes.
So when she told me that, I was like, well, she had enough to be telling me that. But I listened.
Yes.
Because, of course, if you say something, you want to make sure that the person hears you, right? So I listened, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to deal with that differently. And I thank her for that.
Right.
Because I knew that I didn't like my mom shouting at me.
That's right.
Okay? Then I saw, like, when I shouted at my son, how he reacted.
Yes.
And then, but of course, she was like, no, she ain't taking that. So I thank them both for that. We really have to listen to our
them.
children.
Yes.
With enough respect. And
all the time.
She's at that age now where I guess she believes she could tell you what she wants to tell you. I thank her for that. I really, because it made me a better person.
Okay.
I have to, that aspect, because what we also have to realize too is that we can learn from our children.
Definitely.
We can learn from our youths.
Anybody, as I said, once you wake up that day, the learning begins. There's no limit to it. There's no limit to it.
So yeah, I am just, I'm here. We're having a conversation, and I love the conversation.
Yes.
Because I just want people, young people, older people. It really doesn't matter to recognize to recognize that there are gifts and there are dreams.
Dreams, right.
I was listening to Joel Osteen, and he was talking about, there are these boxes that God has put up for you with your dreams and with your gifts in them. And it's just for you, they're just in this big warehouse, with your name on them,
Yes.
and you didn't go and apply and open the box. But you know why? Because a lot of us don't know, and we don't know how to recognize. So my little 2 cents, I'll take it up to 5 cents. My little 5 cents would hope that somebody will say, let me go and let me figure out what my dreams are.
Right.
And let me go for it.
Right. And it's having that faith to go out without walking, without seeing what's around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all ties in your spirituality, or following your dreams, your faith, and
How old are you when you decided to hit this path?
I'm gonna say probably about 50 or a
Okay.
little before.
Okay.
You know, it as I got more in my 50s, it got stronger,
Okay.
and I have to pursue it. I was talking to a friend of mine today. And there's no way that I can't
Go out.
go at it. Yeah,
The
I
hearing
have to.
calling every day.
I hear it every day.
Yes, I-
And as I sit back and I listen, like I said, I started with the PR, with the festival and the American Cancer Society, and then there's I sing. God give me that gift of gab
Yes.
and make a joyful noise.
Yes,
But and then with agriculture, then there's the radio show, so it's just falling in place,
yes,
and it's just for me to recognize it.
Right.
Actually, Mr. Ali was the first person that got me into radio with a radio show.
Okay.
Helping him out and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I went to 1620. Wow. And then I went to 1620.
Yes,
You know.
you see
And so it's just that's just the way it is.
And this is the next level, because radio is just you sit there, they just hear your voice, but here they're seeing you, so that adds to
It helps.
your presentation.
Right,
Yes.
right,
Your presentation.
Right, yes. And at least again, like you said, the presentation, because then you could go back and look at it.
Right.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
could critique
To
yourself,
yourself,
and
right.
you're like,
Make
no,
your
I didn't like
adjustment.
that. And sometimes I even forget, like when I go and do presentations, most times I don't even tape it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year I did was a keynote speaker at a 6th grade promotion, and I didn't tape it. Somebody have it.
Yes.
Somebody have it.
Definitely.
But I was so happy and I was so proud at that moment.
Yes.
Because my personal mission statement is, and by the way, you can have one. Businesses have one,
Right.
but you could have your own. And my personal mission statement is: dream it, think it, believe it, and achieve it.
Okay.
You gotta go for it.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta go
Yes.
for it.
If you have a dream, man, go for it.
Pursue it, man.
Pursue it. Pursue it. Happiness is my dream for right now. Matter of fact, until the end, that's just how it goes, So Audrey, anything else you want to talk about? It is 9:09.
Wow. Again, my mission, and I believe that my mission is to be an empowerment speaker wherever that takes me.
So people are going to be paying you like hundreds of thousands of dollars to come in and motivate big, huge auditoriums of people, eh?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I spoke with Les Browne, who is one of the world's
Yes.
motivational speaker, and I spoke with him sometime, and I said to him, I'm going to be on stage with you one day. Furthermore, you have not lived until you have met me.
Yes.
Right? So that was in an email, and with that I got a call from him.
Okay.
But it starts from home.
Right.
And look me up on Facebook, Audrey Browne. I am willing to come out and speak about anything,
Yes.
because it's just pursuing, and this is my charge. This is what I've been gifted to do.
Right.
Okay, I got woken up one day and it says to go and read Acts 22:10. Acts 22:10 in short says, what am I to do? And it says, go into Damascus and there you will be told what to do. I don't know where my Damascus is
Yes,
yet, but I'm
yes,
certainly sure that I'll find it one day.
Right.
So again, look me up if you want me to come out, and 1 person, 3 persons, 100
Okay.
persons.
It doesn't matter.
I'm willing to do
Yes.
that, and I will do it with a smile.
Yes. Audrey Browne.
Yeah,
Live in the
thanks.
studio.
Yeah, man, her second time here. I want to say thank you for coming out and sharing with us. I guess we'll I guess we'll call this segment "Achieving Your Dreams."
That's fine.
Yeah, well, something like that.
I hope it helps. I hope it helps someone.
Right.
Yeah, someone is feeling much better about themselves. They probably know how now to go forward.
Right, and just know that exactly. Just take the step. Just take the step and move with faith. That's it.
So yeah,
come in your schools. I'm willing to come into schools. I'm ready to come into schools because that vision board is very, very important.
Right.
And that's my way of showing a person or persons. Yeah. So that's where that's what I'm taking it with, the vision board.
Okay.
So again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to have this conversation. Allow me to come out of my dream house, and have people come into it. And I look forward to coming back a third time, maybe.
Hey,
for sure, man.
As much time as you need, Audrey.
Awesome.
So we're here. The doors are open. Just you know how to link us.
I just love this, and I thank you both so much for again having me, and thank you for listening. And for those persons that are listening, my friends, my family, hi, love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Audrey.
Yeah, you did get a lot of likes on Facebook, so I guess.
What you say?
She's on. Let's tune in. We gotta turn off Empire and tune into streaming live from the video.com, right?
Yeah, don't live somebody else's dream. Live your own.
That's right.
All right, that's Audrey Browne. She's our guest tonight. This is the It's Your Perspective talk show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, some Fridays, some Saturdays, and even some Sundays. You can reach us 340-201-9005. Our website was down tonight, but I'm going to get right on that after we sign off here. Soup, any final words, man?
Audrey, want to thank you. Continue doing what you're doing. Rastafari lives, one perfect love.
Yeah, man, and we like to say one perfect love is our praise and his blessings, man. When you put it all together, you get one perfect love, man.
Can I end with a quote?
Of course you
Okay.
can. Wait a minute. Okay, now you can go.
Dreaming is free, but it will cost you if you quit.
She has the final word. Thank you so much. We're out.